Hey everybody, how's it going? On today's video, we are going to be talking about a audiobook recommendation, and this is one that I really enjoyed, and I will preface with that I am a sucker for card-based magic systems, and this audiobook definitely has that, and so I just saw it, read the summary, and was just like totally just hooked into it. And or onto it, I guess. And yeah, this is one that I'm just highly recommending. And so let's go ahead and talk about it today. What audiobook am I talking about today? That is called The Legendary Fool Book 1. This is by Taoist Enigma, narrated by Todd Meneses. And the duration of this audiobook is 13 hours and 50 minutes. The summary for this audiobook, at least in my words, is that our main character gets ripped from our world because a magical soul card has chosen him to duel it out in this new world. And so he goes through a little bit of a trial, and then once he passes that trial, he gets this new card. Not even the person that's giving him the card really knows what's going on. He thinks he knows what's going on, but this card that our main character is getting is tricking people because it is a jester, it is a jokester, it is an illusionary card that is tricking people, and especially the person that is dealing out this card. And the guy that's basically given this trial and being, I guess, the guide from one world to the other is giving him some tips. And so he's just saying like, hey man, I'm here just to give you, get you from point A to point B and get you set up and ready to go. So yeah, our character is like, what the WTF? And like, this trial's messed up and you're messed up. And what if I don't want to get ripped from some magical world? But later on in the story, he gets a little more self-confident with himself and is like, no, this is a new start. This is a new area, just like any of the many isekai stories. This is one that where our characters kind of like, no. And then as time goes on, they're more comfortable with the situation. And this is nonetheless the situation we find our main character in. He's like, I don't know about all this. Like, I really liked my quiet life back in the world that we know. And he's just, after getting there, doing the magic, getting into the card magic system, he's very much like, oh, you know what? I like it here, and I'm going to start a new life here, and I'm going to build something for myself. And that is just a great, little taste, little summary of what this kind of book brings to us. So we're going to now go to some of the things that just I liked and enjoyed with this audiobook, book 1 of this series. That would be the card magic system. Like I was saying before, I am a sucker for when you bring a card magic system into my wish list. It's something that I'm like, you know what? I just really got to get into this because I loved card-based magic systems. Just total sucker. And that's like anytime an audiobook recommendation comes in like that, I'm very much like, okay, yep, that's just sign me up. When is it coming to Audible? Who's narrating it? Don't care. Just give it to me. So yeah, that's just one of the things that I really enjoyed. Next is the cool dual disc equipment. I cannot believe that there has been some card magic systems and there hasn't been like dual disc equipment. It's been a little different, but in this one, they kind of like touch on the dual disc esque equipment that you can have to use multiple cards at like kind of a quicker quick draw to activating some of the spells that you get throughout clearing monsters and fighting other people and getting other people's cards. So yeah, there's just this dual disc system that is very much like, yes, I want more of this. It was just something that just I thought was really cool and was something that I just really loved. And there are other things obviously in the story that are kind of equipments that help you with your cards and making the most out of your build for yourself. So yeah, it's just very cool. But I just had to go ahead and talk about the dual disc that I felt that I saw in this that was brought up in this series. So yeah. Next is the MC has a very interesting soul card. There's a jester and very heavy on illusion. You learn that very early on in the story that there's something kind of like intense with this card, and this being our main character's soul card. The shenanigans that starts happening and how he can kind of manipulate and use things to his advantage, and he can start, getting like really better start than most people in this universe. And so, yeah, it was just really cool to see how the main character uses this new soul card, this new power to his advantage. And even when he's trying to get information and how like people are kind of reacting and kind of like knowing like, okay, something's not totally right with your card, but hey, like, here's some information. And just, it's interesting to see how our main character kind of like takes that, runs with it, and adapts and overcomes and all that good stuff. So next is I want to know more about the story. After I got finished with book 1, I was very much like, okay, I want to know more. There is currently, at the time of this recording, 2 audiobooks on Audible right now, and Audible's where I go ahead and listen to the chunk of all of my audiobook listening. But yeah, there's 2 on Audible right now. So if you're looking to get into this series, don't worry, there's book 1 and book 2. So if you start getting hooked like I am, you can just get into the next book. If the whole like author community doesn't hit you all at once with all of the audiobooks that you just like really enjoy all at once, and you're just like, there's too many coming out at the same time. So yeah. Next is like I was saying before, the story is very interesting. And again, I'm a sucker for card-based magic systems, and the fact that the ending of book 1 was a cliffhanger, and it was a very interesting cliffhanger, especially if you enjoyed the story as you were going through it. It was something that just made you want to go to the next book and made you want to, like, if there wasn't anything that you need to listen, nothing burning in your wish list that like was craving for your attention, you could just go ahead and get into book 2 of this series and just get really excited for it. And that's something that the author did here, is that they wrote, like, they stopped at a perfect point, and I was just like, I just needed to get some more of this. And you're just pulling my heartstrings, because I have other audiobooks that I want to get into, and it's just torturous that there's just so many good ones coming out, or I'm just discovering too many good ones. So yeah. Those are all the things that I had for things that I really enjoyed. And now we're going to move on to the things that I didn't so much enjoy. Some of it just like, I guess, for more of other people, and some things just kind of, I guess, let them know. But the first thing was, it was a first book. There was a lot of establishing things. And for some books, you don't really feel the establishing, but I feel like in this one, you can really feel the kind of like setup for the next book. And I didn't really mind that. I'm someone that likes, say, the Wandering Inn series, and that is a notorious series. At the time of this recording, they are just released books, the audiobook of 17. And that's not even nearly where the writings are on that series. But that is a slow kind of burn series where there's just information, like a great world building, but holy crap, sometimes you are just like, oh, I just got to trog through this, and this will make so much sense, and it will enrich the whole experience. And I love those kind of stories. But if you are someone that does not really enjoy that kind of buildup, there is that feeling of buildup in this series, especially for book 1. But if you're someone that can just kind of power through that kind of thing, it is something that I feel like you will greatly enjoy, and it'll be worth the while, worth the listen, I should say. But yeah, next is, I would say it's not, obviously I like card-based magic systems, but if you were someone that does not like card-based magic systems, then this is probably one that's not for you. I just would see you not really enjoying this, especially if like there are some fights and it's great, and the abilities of other characters that you come into contact with are interesting, but this is mainly like a card, magic system that gets a lot of geeky people kind of combinations, like what's going on here, what's going on there. But again, don't let my voice be the only thing that stops you. Do your own research. I will leave a link in the description of this video that you can go ahead and go to Audible and read the summary from the author and hear the little preview that Audible does, so you can get kind of a little bit more of a feel for what's going on in this book 1 of this series. So moving on, the last thing is, it does end on a cliffhanger. I know some people get really kind of like bent out of shape when stuff is left on a cliffhanger. I don't really know how some books, when that happens, it's like, okay, you don't like it or you do like it, In my case, I really enjoyed it, but I know some people just don't like the cliffhanger, ending of it all, and you kind of see where things are going. It's not really confusing at the end, but I just know, like I said, some people just don't like cliffhangers, and it definitely has that at the end of this book. But again, didn't really affect me too much, but again, I'm just saying it. I'm trying to repeat myself here, being the dead horse, but I know some people don't really care for cliffhangers. But yeah, so if you can get through the card magic system, if you can get through that, and you're not too perturbed by a first book like setting everything up for the next book, I think this is something that you can really enjoy. So yeah, I would highly recommend you check this book out. Like I said, I'll have links in the description so you can get more information on it. I think it's worth the check. If not, then well, I saved you credit and some time. What are you currently listening to right now on Audible or any audiobook listening platform? For myself, on Audible, I am currently listening to the B Dungeon Core Lit RPG not Dungeon Core book, book 3. I really enjoy this series, and it is one that I just can't get enough of. I love the narration, I love the story, and I love the ending where it gets a little silly of like what each chapter the author has written. After each chapter the author has written, there's just like a little blurb that's kind of like funny, and I really enjoy it. But let me know in the comments what you're currently listening to right now or looking forward to listening to soon. And so yeah, that is it. I hope you really enjoyed this recommendation video, and I can't wait to make more. But I will go ahead and let you get back to your audiobook listening, and I'll talk to you guys later. All right? Toodles!